Hello, I am Dr. Bindu Rajagopal. I am an ex-alumni of Trivandrum Medical College. I am currently working as the Senior Consultant Physician, Department of Internal Medicine in Jubilee Memorial Hospital, and I am also the Medical Director of the same hospital. I have been for the past 15 years. And in my practice, my patients are mostly diabetic patients with or without hypertension, and I see a lot of renal problems in my patients either because of the diabetes or the blood pressure that they are suffering from. Today's topic, I'm going to concentrate on the effect of hypertension on kidneys. Hypertension is actually the second largest cause of kidney failure. In fact, it accounts for almost one-fourth of all causes of kidney failure. And high blood pressure can be either the effect of kidney failure or it can also be the cause of kidney failure. Now, how does hypertension affect the kidneys? It does not actually cause any visible or recognizable symptoms in the patient. So, mostly we have to keep screening the patients for effects of hypertension. For this, we have to understand what the anatomy of the kidneys are. The kidneys are actually made up of millions of small tubules called glomeruli. And to the lay person, most of us have been exposed to anatomy at exhibition halls. And when we see the internal organs of the body that is on display there, every organ is apparently a solid structure. But actually, when you think of the kidneys in life within the human body, it is not a solid structure. It is a very friable organ made up of these tubules. And the closest thing that you can compare the actual appearance of the kidney to would be like the loofah that you use when you're taking a bath. So it is that vulnerable an organ. So if the blood pressure is high and the blood flows through these glomeruli at high pressure, it is easy to understand how the glomeruli can be damaged. And with damage, it affects the glomerular filtration rate, it affects the rate at which the waste material from the body can be cleared into the urine, and thereby the toxic materials accumulate in the blood. And this is heralded by a rise in the blood urea and creatinine. So, this is about how physically hypertension is actually affecting the glomerular function, eventually leading to kidney failure. So, how do we detect the onset of uh, renal disease and how do we detect the progression of kidney failure? So, for this, regular checkup is very important, and at every visit to the doctor, at every visit, in addition to examining the blood pressure, it is important also to check for the usual renal function tests. And apart from that, also to keep screening for spot microalbuminuria, which is the earliest indicator that something has gone wrong with the glomerular filtration. It would also help to look for diabetic or hypertensive retinopathy, because when retinopathy sets in, we say the eyes are the window to the inside of the body. We can assume that similar damage has also occurred in the microcirculation of the kidneys. And once we find out that there is a compromise of the renal function, how do we go about it? How do we prevent further kidney damage? How do we make sure that the patient does not go into kidney failure? The important thing is to, of course, control blood pressure. Blood pressure to be kept at the minimum of 140 systolic and 90 diastolic, even lower if the patient happens to be a diabetic at the same time. Coexisting morbidities must be controlled, foremost among that being diabetes mellitus. Also, we have to control the dyslipidemia, obesity, and any other chronic infections that the patient might have. Lifestyle modification plays an important role, and prime among this would be weight reduction. So, for that, apart from the diet restrictions, exercise is of key importance. So, a lot of difference can be made to the prognosis of the disease, to the progression of blood pressure, and to the increasing the efficacy of medication by having moderate exercises every day of the week, at least 5 days of the week. And then comes to the medication. Many people, especially younger people with hypertension, are not sure if they want to start medication. And they often come with a history of having had hypertension for the previous maybe 3 or 4 years, but they have either been advised by family or friends not to start medication at such a young age. My advice to these youngsters would be just the opposite, because the younger you are, the more careful you have to be about controlling the blood pressure and taking medication at the earliest, because left unattended, this blood pressure could increase to higher levels of blood pressure requiring even stronger medicines. And again, it is the number of years of unattended blood pressure that increases the risk for kidney disease. So the earlier you treat it, the earlier you bring your blood pressure under control, the less your chances of going in for kidney disease and kidney failure. So let us cooperate. Let us make sure that hypertension is picked up at the earliest. Let us make sure that everyone takes it seriously and controls it, either with or without medication, to make sure that more lives are not lost because of kidney disease and kidney failure, which actually can affect the quality of life. Maybe we are not talking about the duration of life, it is more like affecting the quality of life, because in later stages, people need to go in for dialysis or kidney transplant, and that affects not only the morality of the patient, it affects the entire family emotionally, financially, physically. So let us stay united, let us treat hypertension, and let us fight onset of kidney disease. Thank you.